Cura, 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 cura corazón. Cura, cura, cura. Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing Channel. My name is Jikara, and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And today is day 21 of the 30-day meditation challenge. How are y'all feeling after going into meditation with me for 21 days? If you've been taking the time to meditate every day with me, congratulations. I am so proud of you for showing up for yourself, whether you're showing up here on the live or on the replay. The whole idea of me creating these videos here live is just so it's a lot easier. I prefer to go live. It's just easier for me. I can just go into the stream of consciousness and flow. And hence the reason why I do that. But of course, I don't expect you to show up live every single time you're here, every single morning, because I know that will be very difficult for you guys. But I hope that you are watching this on the replay as well. Let me know in the comments, how are you feeling, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. How are you feeling after connecting to meditation every single day? And yeah, for me particularly, it's been really, really great to do this. I feel very proud of myself for showing up in this way. And so it hasn't been easy to show up every day, but I'm here, right? Because it's just so much easier just to, roll out of bed, put on my pajamas, or with my pajamas, and just sit on my meditation chair, which you see back here. And so like with this, I've been having to get ready, and sometimes I just want to roll in here in my pajamas, but I just feel like, yeah, that's not cool. So I decide to, obviously I have to get ready. But putting in the effort to show up here for you guys, it's worth it. If this is helping you in some minuscule way, in some shape or form, then I'm just grateful that this is helping. So today we're going to do 6 minutes of silence, like we've been doing so far. And after you do the 6 minutes of silence, then of course I'll walk you out of it. So you don't have to worry about keeping up with the 6 minutes of silence. I'll have a timer on my phone here, and I to support you with that, and I will walk you into that. I'll send you through a journey with a guided meditation, and then walk you into the 6 minutes of silence, give you the instructions for Anapana and Vipassana meditation, and then move you out of the silence. And then we'll move into the readings, the relationship readings today. So today is Friday. Happy Venus Day. And today is all about beauty and love. So anything that you can do today to make yourself feel beautiful, go ahead and do so. And or handsome if you are or just connecting to beauty, right? Just connecting to the beauty of nature, connecting to beauty in general, would be a really great thing to do today. And then connecting to that essence of love. So like, for example, this morning when I woke up, I sat in meditation on my altar, and I set those intentions for unconditional love in my home. So if you take the chance today to do that, I encourage you, if you have the chance, I encourage you to think about how you want love to show up in your life, and bring that into that intention for today, because today is that energy, the energy of Venus, Friday. Okay, so we're going to start with the Eckhart Tolle book. I'll go into whatever it shows up here. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. I know that this sounds like, I don't know. I just feel like it's such a really great way to complement the practice, and it gives purpose to the practice of meditation when we kind of think about the things that are being said in this book, and we apply this in a practical way in our own lives. I think it's just so great. And so just a little bit of a update in regards to Jazz and Peanut. Jazz is, he's going in and out. I've been doing clearings for him and supporting him energetically and sending him some Reiki, and he's moving through it, right? Like, he has to go through the journey of moving through the emotions. So yesterday I was talking to a friend, and I was told that it takes about 90 days for animals to adjust. So we're gonna give him, a little bit of time. Maybe I'm being a little impatient because I just want them to get along. And so anyway, so With this said, I'm going to get started first with opening the circle with a little bit of a prayer. If you want to welcome that prayer in or welcome an intention in, you can do so. But I'm going to take this moment to thank Spirit for the opportunity to be here alive in this planet at this very moment. For me to be able to share on this platform, for me to have internet, for me to have electricity, for me to have a computer and a microphone. Thank you, Spirit, for all of the abundance that you have provided me so that I can show up. Thank you, Spirit. I want to ask you, Spirit, to open the sacred container, and I call Archangel Michael to shield the space. I call in a buffer shield so that all entities, all energies that are not serving the highest good of this circle, let them be clear, removed, and sent to the light, sent to a perfect place. Spirit, I ask you to please come forth and bring in the energy of harmony, the energy of beauty, the energy of love, unconditional love into the space. Let those who are here connecting to this video, whether it is live or on the replay, let them connect to that unconditional love. Thank you, Spirit, for this beautiful unconditional love and bringing the higher vibration into our lives. I call into the higher selves of all of our souls so that we can receive the messages and be able to integrate them with ease, be able to open our hearts and our minds to receive, to see ourselves in the reflection of what's being shared, to see ourselves in the reflection of the messages that are being shared through tarot and oracle today. Spirit, I ask you to please support us in this journey of opening our hearts, of our ascension, of connecting to you, for us to remember that we're never disconnected, that we're always connected to you, and that we're always embraced in the love of Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, I ask you to please support us today with our ancestors, our well ancestors, calling them in and thanking them. We are your answer, dear ancestors, and we thank you for allowing us and praying for us to be here, for bringing us into this journey as we break patterns together alongside with you, dear ancestors. Thank you. Thanking the ancestors of the land. Thank you for allowing us to be here in your land. We honor you and we thank you, giving you the gift and the offering of love and support back to you. Spirit, I ask you to please guide us to the correct page of this book so that we can receive the messages that are for the highest good and the highest good of all. Only what is for the highest good and the highest good of all, let it be present here and now. Thank you. Spirit, what is the message here? So we have chapter 4. I'm on chapter 4 of the Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. I am on literally the opening of chapter 4, which is page 85. And it says, role-playing, the many faces of the ego. An ego that wants something from another and what ego doesn't will usually play some kind of role to get its needs met, be the material gain or sense of power, superiority, or specialness, or some kind of gratification, be it physical or psychological. Usually people are completely unaware of the roles they play. They are those roles. Some roles are subtle, others are blatantly obvious, except to the persons playing it. Some roles are designed simply to get attention from others. The ego thrives on others' attention, which is, after all, a form of psychic energy. The ego doesn't know that the source of all energy is within you, so it seeks it outside. It is not the formless attention which is presence, and that ego seeks, but attention in some form, such as recognition, praise, admiration, or just to be noticed in some way, to have his existence acknowledged. A shy person who is afraid of attention of others is not free of ego, but has an ambivalent ego that both wants and fears attention from others. The fear is that the attention may take the form of disapproval or criticism. That is to say, something that diminishes the sense of self rather than enhances it. So the shy person's fear of attention is greater than his need of attention. Shyness often goes with a self-concept that is predominantly negative, the belief of being inadequate. Any conceptual sense of self, seeing myself as this or that, is ego, whether predominantly positive, I am the greatest, or negative, I am no good. Behind every positive self concept is the hidden fear of not being good enough. Behind every negative self concept is the hidden desire to being the greatest or better than others. Behind the behind the confident feeling, ego's feeling of and continuing need of superiority is the unconscious fear of inferiority. Conversely, the shy, inadequate ego that feels inferior has a strong hidden desire for superiority. Many people fluctuate between feelings of inferiority and superiority, depending on the situations or the people they come into contact with. All you need to know and observe in yourself is this: whenever you feel superior or inferior to anyone, that's the ego in you. I felt that so much. So he talks about the villain, the victim, and the lover. Okay, so these are three types of expression of the ego that that are also that he talks about here. So I'm gonna read this real quick as well. Some egos, if they cannot get praise or admiration, will settle for other forms of attention and play roles to elicit them. If they cannot get positive attention, they may seek negative attention instead, for example, by provoking a negative reaction in someone else. Some children already do that too. They misbehave to get attention. The playing of negative roles become particularly pronounced whenever the ego is magnified by an active pain body. That is to say, emotional pain from the past that wants to renew itself through experiencing more pain. Some egos perpetrate crimes in their search for fame. They seek attention through notoriety, and others people's condemnation. Please tell me that I exist, that I am not insignificant. They seem to say such pathological forms of ego are only more extreme versions of normal egos. A very common role is one of the victim, and the form of attention it seeks is sympathy and pity or from others. Interest in my problems, me and my story. Seeing oneself as a victim is an element in an egoic pattern, such as complaining, being offended, outrage, and so on. Of course, once I am identified with a story in which I assigned myself the role of victim, I don't want it to end. And so, as every therapist knows, the ego does not want an end to its problems because they are part of its identity. If no one will listen to my sad story, I can tell it to myself in my head over and over and feel sorry for myself. And so have an identity as someone who is being treated unfairly by life or other people, fate or God. It gives definition to my self-image, makes me into someone, and that's all that matters to the ego. In the early stages of many so-called romantic relationships, role playing is quite common in order to attract and keep whoever is perceived by the ego as one of who is going to make me happy, make me feel special, and fulfill all my needs. I'll play who you want me to be, and you'll play who I want you to be. That's the unspoken and the unconscious agreement. However, role playing is hard work, and so those roles cannot be sustained indefinitely, especially once you start living together. When those roles slip, what do you see? Unfortunately, in most cases, not yet the true essence of that being, but that which covers up the true essence, the raw ego divested of its roles with its pain body. It is thwarted, wanting which now turns into anger, most likely directed at the spouse or partner for having failed to remove the underlying fear and the sense of lack, and that's intrinsic, and that the lack that is intrinsic part of the egoic sense of self. What is commonly called falling in love is most cases an intensification of egoic wanting and needing. You become addicted to another person, or rather to your image of that person. If it has nothing to do with true love, which contains no wanting whatsoever. The Spanish language is the most honest in regard to conventional notions of love. Te quiero means I want you, as well as I love you. The other expression of for I love you is te amo, which does not have the ambiguity, is rarely used, perhaps because it's true love and is and is rare. This is so powerful. Today we're talking about the love, right? Love. We're going to be talking about love relationships, and this is so powerful because um especially the part of the victim, the villain, the victim, and the lover, right? Because when we go into a relationship, we have all these expectations, we have all these needs that need to be met in the relationship. And of course, nothing wrong with that. We are in this human experience, but this is such a beautiful way for us to kind of look at ourselves in the mirror and say, you know what, maybe I'm not really loving you like I really thought I was loving you, right? Like I thought that love was what I really had for you, but I really wanted, I was want that I had for you. And of course, as a Latina, I grew up in Venezuela in South America, in Caracas. And yeah, you never say te amo. It's a very, very rare thing to say te amo. When you say te amo, which is love, like true love, it's like a very rare thing because people usually say te quiero mucho, te quiero mucho. I want you a lot, I want you a lot, right? Like that's what we say. And so I think it's so interesting that he's mentioning this here because this just kind of like brought that to my awareness, and just kind of like activated this for me in the sense of understanding that, you know even even when I say I love my husband, sometimes I'm just saying I want him, right? Like I just want him around. I want. But then that's the ego, right? So then that's when we have to be brutally honest with ourselves and say, am I really loving this person? Whether it is our family member, whether it is our romantic relationship, whether it is, am I really loving that person, right? And so then going from there and recognizing where in that expression of love is it really a aspect of our ego that is trying to fulfill a need, and then figure out a way to see how we can fulfill that need ourselves for ourselves, and then move into that true love and compassion for the other person, right? So I want to challenge you, and I'm going to challenge myself. We're going to challenge each other to really move into that place from going from wanting, right, into loving, into unconditional love. And it's interesting because that was the intention today when I opened my altar and I prayed, was I there's unconditional love in this home, unconditional love in this home, right? And so going from there. Okay. Moving on, we're going to do this meditation, y'all, and we're going to connect with the heart space today. Today is all about the heart chakra. We're going to activate the heart chakra. How can we define and redefine the way that we love ourselves? We're going to pour love into ourselves, and then in turn we're going to pour that love out, that love and kindness, right? Love and kindness. We're going to do that love and kindness again. Why? Because we need that, right? We are starving as a collective to connect with love and kindness. So let's go ahead and connect with that. So just to remember, right, to really get into that awareness, acceptance, and equanimity, right? We want to stay in that awareness, acceptance, and equanimity. We want to accept what is, right? Whatever it is that's showing up for you during your meditation, you want to accept. I know that I'm sounding like a broken record, but this is the way, this is the path, is to move into that. And it is a practice, right? We're not going to be perfect at it, but the purpose here is to remember that this is a practice. Practice is practice, right? We practice like when you're playing football, when you're playing baseball, you're practicing. This is just like that. It's just like it's a practice, right? Like a sport. So I want to invite you to really connect to these words: awareness, acceptance, and equanimity. And then as you move through the meditation, I want to invite you to first of all, make sure that you find a very comfortable spot right now. Get yourself very, very comfortable, and make sure that as you get yourself comfortable, as we start this meditation, I want to invite you to really just find whatever cushions, whatever you need, especially if you're sitting on the ground, if you're sitting on the chair. Do not lie back. Stay sitting up so that you can be alert and aware, because this is about staying aware and alert, okay? Yes, you want to relax, but you want to also be aware and alert of what's happening. As you move through the journey of this meditation and you feel into the sensations and you feel into your emotional body, your emotions, or you feel into your mind, and you become aware of that, you just observe. You stay in observation, in neutrality. You don't worry about the story. And if you get caught in the story, you don't judge yourself. You recognize that you got caught in the story, and then you go back into grounding yourself with anapana, which is the practice of breath, right? The connecting with the sensations of your breath or connecting to your breath. That is your anchor. This is literally your anchor. This area right here is your anchor at all times. If you need to breathe a little harder so that you can activate that connection and that sensation, you can do so. And we'll move into that. And then we can go from there, okay? All right. So I want to invite you to get yourself comfortable on your seat. And as you get comfortable in your seat, I want to invite you to take this moment to connect with your body. You're going to take this moment to connect with your body. You're going to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Give yourself permission to relax your body. As you connect and relax your body, feel into the sensation of your breath as it goes in and out of your nostrils. Connect with your breath as it goes in and out of your nostrils. Continue to connect with your breath as it goes in and out of your nostrils. And then now I want to invite you to visualize a white light traveling from your nose down towards the bottom of your spine. Just give yourself permission to visualize this beautiful white light traveling from your nostrils to the bottom of your spine. And as you continue to connect with your breath and allow this beautiful light to travel down to the bottom of your spine, this light starts to grow and grow, brighter and brighter. And slowly, it starts to expand down towards the bottom of your feet. Activating your root and your earth star chakra, this light now increases in brightness at the bottom of your feet, activating a root system that travels deep into the ground. We're grounding together with Mother Earth, allowing ourselves to connect with the essence of Mother Earth. And you give yourself permission to allow your root system to grow deep into the ground up until it reaches the center of the earth. It reaches the center of the earth at this time, and you give yourself permission to wrap your root around a crystal of your choice. You notice this beautiful root wrapping around this crystal. And then you notice that there's this beautiful energy that starts to emanate from this crystal, infusing this lovely color of your choice into your root system. And with every breath you take, this color starts to travel upward towards the bottom of your feet, upward towards the bottom of your spine, and expanding upward towards each one of your chakras, all the way up towards your crown. As it creates this beautiful connection with Mother Earth, this connection starts to expand into your entire body, activating and harmonizing your body, your physical body, every single cell of your body, all the way to the DNA, at the DNA level. You now notice that there's this beautiful harmonization that happens, and you relax your body and feel safe and connected and grounded with Mother Earth. As you continue to bring this beautiful breath in and out of your nostrils and allow that light to travel down, back down towards the center of the earth, and then automatically with every breath you take, that energy infuses with that beautiful color of your choice upwards towards your body, expanding all the way upward towards your crown, and in turn expanding into your energy field, creating a beautiful connection with Mother Earth. And at this time, you feel this sense of protection and abundance that starts to show up for you. Allow yourself to expand this energy into your room and your entire home. Give yourself permission to visualize a violet flame all around you, creating a beautiful orb of light, a buffer shield of protection all around you, clearing away all attachments, all energies, discordances that may be attached at the astral and the auric field level, repairing every single aspect of your auric field and bringing forth a stronger connection with yourself and Mother Earth. Now you notice that your crown starts to light up. This beautiful golden sphere starts to show up, and it opens up into this beautiful lotus flower, this golden lotus flower that's sparkling with silver, glittery light. And you notice this beautiful white light with golden light and this beautiful glittery silver light traveling down towards your crown, passing through your soul star chakra, activating and reinvigorating your higher self, reinvigorating your crown chakra, bringing in beautiful blessings of unicorn energy, a soft pastel rainbows of colors come through and infuse into your crown. In turn, allowing this energy, this combination of energies, to travel down on a spiral-like manner clockwise, going down from the crown, clearing your crown and expanding the energy of your crown, continuing to go down towards your third eye and expanding your third eye, continuing to go down towards your throat, expanding your throat, continuing to go down towards your heart, expanding your heart, continuing to go down towards your solar plexus, expanding your solar plexus, continuing to go down towards your sacral, expanding your sacral, continuing to go down towards your root, expanding your root, traveling all the way down towards the bottom of your feet, reinvigorating your Earth Star chakra and allowing all of your bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, to be invigorated and cleared from any programs, any discordant energies, any discordant music tones that may be attached to any of these bodies, and going beyond the mind of spirit and all of the different bodies at the higher levels, allowing the harmonization to happen and expand into your energy field as you feel immediate relief, rebalancing, and reconnecting with yourself. Allowing this beautiful light to release any additional tension you may feel from the week, from the day. Notice if there's any tension in your body that's remaining, and allow the light to travel throughout with your breath, throughout your entire body, releasing any knots, any attachments, any implants, any cords, releasing anything that doesn't serve you anymore and is keeping you away from being compassionate, harmonious, and unconditional loving. Releasing it all and aligning yourself with your higher self and with spirit. Set the intention within yourself to release anything at the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual that keeps you from being aligned with God consciousness, with the creative consciousness of this universe and beyond. Aligning yourself with the harmonious, loving essence of the universe, the creative force that you're part of, the creative force that you can harness. And as such, you can connect to the creative force of love and harmony. I want to invite you to bring in your mind's eye a visual, of someone and something that you love. Someone could be a family member, romantic partner, a friend, anyone. It could be also a pet or something that you love. It could be this sense of gratitude and love for what you do, for your career, for your home life, whatever that is, just connecting to that sense of gratitude and love for whatever you choose. And allow yourself to feel into the expansive experience in the center of your chest when you think about this thing, person that you love. Let yourself breathe in the new air. Breathe in the new as you release the old. With every breath you take, you breathe in the new and you release the old patterns, the old bitterness. And you breathe in forgiveness, compassion, love, harmony, acceptance. Let all of this fresh energy expand with every breath you take into every single cell of your body. Feel the lightness of your being as you receive this. Allow yourself to feel any emotions. If you feel the need to cry and release, you can do so with conscious awareness, observing what you are feeling at the emotional and physical body, at the mental body. Give yourself to the permission to release anything and everything that keeps you from connecting to the essence of unconditional love. Allow yourself to relax. And then now, I want to invite you to take this moment to come forth with the attention towards your breath as you practice Anapana. This is the practice of Anapana, which is connecting to your breath and using it as an anchor and feeling into the awareness of the subtle sensations, whether they are subtle or strong, becoming aware of any sensation right at your nostrils and the top of your lip and the area in between your nostrils and the top of your lip. Feeling into every single sensation, including temperature or the subtle touch of your breath. I want to challenge you at this time to not move your body. And if you decide to do so, please do so in a very soft and gentle and slow manner, allowing yourself to be ever present with your body. As you move, become aware of the sensations of the movement. So, in doing so, you're still meditating, you're still practicing mindfulness. I want to invite you to breathe in and out your nostrils a little fast or stronger if you feel the need to activate the feelings or sensations right at the nostril area. We will be entering a 6 minute of silence. You will use your breath to be able to move into that 6 minutes of silence with ease and be able to focus on the sensations of your entire body. If you desire to stay only on your breath the entire 6 minutes, that's perfectly fine. If you feel ready to scan your body from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet, you can do so part by part, feeling into every sensation. If you notice that there's no sensation that you can pick up at one part of your body, stay there for a minute or so, for a few seconds or so, and then continue moving forward. Continue to breathe in and out, feeling into the sensations. If you feel like you are caught in emotion, thought, or a story, just simply acknowledge compassionately and go back to your breath. This is the practice of Vipassana. You practice awareness, acceptance, and equanimity. Remember that everything is transient. Nothing is ever permanent. Impermanence is what's guaranteed. I want to invite you to take this moment to start becoming aware of your breath as we will enter the 6 minutes of silence now. Acceptance, awareness, and equanimity. Acceptance, awareness, and equanimity. Bring yourself back into your body. Slowly start moving your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can stretch your body as much as you wish and give yourself a nice big hug for showing up for yourself, for saying yes to yourself. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we're going to do the readings today. I know that yesterday we didn't do readings. I was overwhelmed with Jazz trying to attack Peanut, and I was like, you know what? I need a moment. I need a moment right now. And Jazz needed a moment. He needed some time with me, and I gave him a little bit of time. I think he gets upset because Peanut is around me and he feels like apparently I am his territory, me as a person, because he has plenty of space here in the house, but for whatever reason, he just felt like he had to, do his thing. So we're going to be doing sun sign readings for love and relationships. I'm going to update this here. For love and relationships. Okay. I'm going to get myself comfortable here, just organize myself a little bit. I'm going to stretch myself as well. Oh my gosh. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this opportunity. And then let me know in the comments, how are you enjoying the meditations? Your comments are what matter to me, because then I know that I can continue doing this. If I've noticed that nobody has been commenting here. I'm just going to be straight honest. Nobody has been commenting and nobody's coming here. So sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a wall. And so I don't know if people are really watching or not. And it's kind of discouraging sometimes, because it's like, I want to put this stuff up here so people can receive support. But then when there's no interaction, it kind of feels like, okay, well, I guess nobody really cares. And I do this because I love it, and I can continue putting this up. But if it's like something that people don't want, right? If people don't want this, then what's the point of doing it, right? And so, I do follow like certain as a YouTuber, you have to like do content that people want, and YouTube has to push the content to people. And apparently meditation is not something that people want to do, which I don't believe that, because there's meditation channels that are doing really well, but they're only meditation music, right? And so sometimes I wonder, people just want the meditation music. They don't want the meditation. They don't want the guided meditation. And so it's like, I wonder, okay, should I continue sharing meditation here or not? I'd like to know. I do love doing the readings, and I think it's fun to do the readings, but I think that I feel like I want to make this channel more about things that are going to be empowering you. And I don't say that readings are not empowering. They can be empowering depending on how, or the person, or how they do the readings. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes I feel like what I have, the feedback that I've gotten from people is that they feel sort of addicted to the readings, right? And I don't want to create that energy for you. Like, first of all, for me karmically, that's not what I want to do. And second of all, I want to empower you, right? Like, that's the biggest thing for me. And so I think one of the things that I'm going to start doing is sharing more about how to connect to your Akashic Records, like with meditation. So I may start doing that here. And hence the reason why I've been sharing meditation here, because I just know that that's a pathway to connecting to your records and connecting to your own intuitive guidance. Like, I run also, I don't know if I haven't really talked about it here on this channel, but I also run alongside with a beautiful friend of mine who's been here on this channel before. We run a mediumship circle every month, and I started this for my students, and then I just kind of started sharing it because I just felt so excited, and he's excited about sharing these mediumship circles. His name is Maurice Sinclair. If you haven't, if you're here new to the channel, you might not seen his videos, but I have a couple videos where we talk about mediumship and psychic. How to be like, what's mediumship and what is psychic psychic medium, like what is it to be a psychic medium, right? We talked about this, and I am thinking about bringing more people in for collaborations, and actually bring in more of the collaborative like conversations live as well, and then where we did like a combination of conversations and things that you can learn from, and then also do some readings. But really the readings are something that I hope that you're not hoping that I do more. Like I know that some of you have said that you prefer the readings, but I was hoping the opposite, right? I was hoping that y'all want the meditations and that want the other stuff. So even though a lot of people said that you wanted the readings, because I did put the poll out, I am gonna include more meditation in here, because I think that that's really what the world needs, more than more egoic stuff. Kind of like how we talked about earlier with Eckhart Tolle, and the and what, what came up for the reading today, where we talked about, what is really love, right? And are we really in the practice of love, or are we really in the practice of wanting, right? And so that's kind of like the conversation started today. We're going to be doing tarot and oracle readings today on love and relationships. So I want to really bring that forth for you, and think about, if you didn't listen at the beginning, I want to invite you to go back to the replay and listen to what I read about love and truly loving, and being in that practice of connecting with, with the truth, right? Like, are we really loving someone, or are we in this place of connecting to our ego and wanting something from someone versus loving them unconditionally, right? And so that's the biggest thing that we want to connect with. And a lot of people might not like this, right? Like a lot of people might not like this conversation, but I think that we have to have them. We have to have these conversations about what truly love is, and not just continue to feed the ego. Like, no. And this channel is not about feeding the ego, right? And I've set that intention from the beginning. And I would rather have those that are going to watch these videos that want to do the work, that are actually honest about doing the work, than someone who just wants, right? Like, my intention here is not to feed the ego and the wants. My intention here is to feed your soul, because that's what's really going to make the change in this world, right? And so there you go. I got that out of my chest. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the readings with that intention, right? Is how we're going to do the readings today about love and relationships, right? So when we're going to make it very clear, if there's something that is coming up here that you may be triggered by, sit with that. Go back and meditate and sit with that, and really think about, right, how you can move into a place of honest, brutal honesty when it comes down to your relationships, okay? So we're going to do sun sign readings today for love and relationships. I know that I'm saying. So we're going to start with Aries. So if you are Aries sun sign, this message is for you. Excuse me, Spirit. Thank you. Sorry, do we want to start with tarot? Yeah. Okay. Start here or here. Sun sign Aries. Okay. What's the message for the sun sign of Aries? Those who are sun sign of Aries, what's the message for them in regards to love? Okay, so tell me, what is the representation of them right now? Okay, thank you, Spirit. And what else do we need to know here? Dear Aries, sun sign of Aries, we have here the Seven of Wands upside down, Seven of Pentacles upside down, Six of Cups upside down, and we have the Magician right side up. Okay, hopefully you can see, and the Crossroads card from the Spirit of Psilocybin. Okay, so we are going to start first with the fact that when it comes down to your relationships, you may be in this place of admitting defeat. You may feel like you're having to be in this place of competition with those who you love, or in your relationships, kind of like surrendering or having to admit defeat. So the first thing that I want to invite you to think about when it comes down to your relationships is to practice a lot of courage when it comes down to your to opening your heart, right? You may be at this time undecided about your how you want to show up in your relationships, and part of the reason why is because there's been a little bit of a setback, or maybe lack of effort when it comes down to working towards refining your relationships and refining the way that you love, and the way that you show up in your relationships. There's a little bit of work that you have to do, dear Aries, that is not being done at this time. Okay, you may be stuck in the past, so if you continue in this path of not putting in the work to make sure that your relationships are balanced, or make a decision that is definitive in your relationships, then you're gonna it's gonna be hard for you to move forward. Okay, you want to make sure that you move into a place of staying present in the moment and not being stuck in the past. Part of the reason why you've been experiencing this difficulty of kind of competitive energy in your relationships is because there's been past experiences, whether it is within your relationship, within one relationship, or past relationships that have created this sense of feeling like you have to prove yourself, right? So like one of the things I want to invite you to do is to recognize that you have the power to change your relationships. You have the power to connect with spirit, to connect with the unconditional love that is available for you, so that you can bring that in and participate in your relationships from a place of open heart. You have that ability, right? But you have to make that decision. You have to take the path. Which path are you going to take? The path that continues to bring pain and suffering in your relationship, or you're going to take the path of bringing in more love and compassionate connection with those who are part of your relationship. So really give yourself permission to start refining and seeing and defining what is it that you need to do moving forward, with how you're showing up. Again, you don't want to be in this competitive energy. You want to be in this place of connection, right? um you're also being invited to connect to the Great Mother. I'm seeing here the card. I'm pulling this card for you from the Rose deck. And the Great Mother is all about connecting to the womb. Even if you are a man, you can still connect to the womb, because we all come from the womb. So connecting to the womb, and connecting to mother, right? How does mother, how are your mother relationship? How is your relationship with your mother? Right? And how can you move it into a loving, compassionate way? And what did your mother teach you about relationships as you were growing up, and how are you expressing that today? Okay? That is a conversation for you today from spirit. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus, my beautiful Taurus. So like I said, today I'm going to be it's all about looking at the shadows. If you feel triggered about anything that I do or say, sorry, then I want to invite you to really think about, how is this showing up in me, and why am I feeling this way? Take a deep breath, give yourself permission to focus inward, and also recognize that if it's not resonating, maybe it could potentially be for you. Maybe you just want to go back, meditate on it, and then feel into it, and then go back, right? And listen to what I'm saying. So Taurus, we're going to go ahead and look at what are in the shadows, what is lurking in the shadows when it comes down to your love and relationships, okay? We're going to look at the mirror, and we're going to see how can we redefine ourselves, move away from the egoic part of us, and move into the heart. And a lot of times that feels a little hard for us, because the ego wants what it wants. But guess what? Wanting and loving are two different things, right? Wanting and loving are two different things. How are we moving into love? What can we do to bring more awareness into the shadows, so that we can start refining the way that we show up in our relationships? Okay, so what is the message for Taurus? What are in the shadows in regards to love and relationships for Taurus? What do we need to recognize here for shadows in regards to Taurus sun signs? Okay, so we have All right. So Taurus. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we're going to pull this one. Thank you. Dear Taurus, we have the card of the Two of Swords upside down, Eight of Cups right side up. We got the card of Three of Swords right side up, Queen of Wands upside down. Okay. We also have, I'm going to honor all the cards that came up. I'm not going to, I'm gonna take my time with the messages today. We have Judgment right side up, and we have Visions. Okay, Vision, the Vision card. Okay, I'm sorry, not the Judgment. Judgment is upside down, actually. Sorry about that. Okay, so dear Taurus, so for you, dear Taurus, what I see here is a lot of indecision when it comes down to your relationships. You may be dealing with some anxiety, feeling like you don't have a choice, or feeling like you're overwhelmed with so much information. You may have found out certain things about your relationship or even yourself that you're kind of processing right now. You're sort of like going through this, this power, this place of disempowerment. It feels like you're also dealing with a sense of abandonment and heartbreak at this time. Okay, you may be feeling a little bit heartbroken, and feeling like there is like maybe you're going through a separation, and when it comes down to this, there's a sense of loss, a sense of maybe feeling lost, not just lost but feeling lost at this time, right? You may be dealing with the fact that you maybe found out some things that you are not happy about your relationship or even yourself, and you may and if you stay in this place, you stay in this place of feeling abandoned, or like this feeling of abandonment, or victimhood. Okay, I want to invite you to really see how this is something that can take you over towards a place of jealousy, or even staying in a place where you may become a demanding person in your future relationships, or even moving forward within the relationship. You may be dealing with a little bit of self-doubt, right? So addressing your self-doubt, right? Addressing the fact that you may need to become a little bit more aware of yourself at this time, right? How are you not learning your lessons, right? How are you not integrating your lessons in your journey when it comes down to your relationships? Are you taking the time to integrate the lessons of what you've learned, and also recognizing where in these lessons are you refining what your want and your ego has wanted, right? How has the ego taking you into this path, and how can you move into a place of unconditional love for yourself, and fulfilling those needs through your own practice, through your own practice of self-love, right? That's the biggest thing, because I think that's part of the reason why some of this has been has been showing up for you. It's like it's the reflection of the things that are lacking for you at this time. You're also here with the card of visions. This tells me here that you are in this journey of finding clarity. So if you want to find clarity and move away from all of this energy, you want to make sure that you pay attention to how you want your future to be. How do you want your relationships to be moving forward, and then staying continuing to move towards that direction. Like whatever it is that spirit is guiding you to do right now, your higher self is guiding you to do, maybe there's a little bit of resistance for you in that regard. Make sure that you move through that resistance, because what you're seeing in regards to what's possible for you, right, is true, right? Like if you're not seeing it right now, then maybe working towards that self-awareness, working towards that releasing that self-doubt, right? Whatever it is that you need to do right now to support yourself, I feel will help you in your journey of love and relationships. Now remember, you don't want to move into a place of of jealousy. You don't want to move into a place of feeling victimized or vengeful. That's not where you want to move into. But if you don't do anything right now to work towards healing your current situation for yourself, then that's where you're going to end up, right? You don't want to end up there. So I want to invite you to really feel into what I'm saying. Maybe you feel a little triggered, and that's okay. I love you. I'm sending you so much love. And I want you to know that you can move through this, but it's going to take a little bit of work, okay? So let's move on. Let's move on here. Okay, so we have all right, so we have our beautiful Geminis, beautiful Geminis. All right, Spirit, thank you for this reading. For Geminis, what do we have for Geminis in regards to for Gemini Spirit? What do we have in regards to love and relationships? How can we move away from the things that are lurking in the shadows? How can we find out what is lurking in the shadows when it comes down to their relationships, their spirit? Thank you. All right, dear Gemini, we have the Six of Pentacles right side up, the Seven of Cups right side up. We got the Ace of Cup or Swords, sorry, Ace of Swords upside down, and the Sun right side up. Very good energy here. The biggest thing that I can see here for you, dear dear Gemini. So when I see the Six of Pentacles, I am seeing the fact that you've been in this beautiful place of being generous in your relationships. You give a lot in your relationships, and that's a good thing. That means that you're in this beautiful overflow, a cup of overflow, right? So being in this place of giving in your relationship and supporting your loved ones and making sure that they're okay is something that is bringing a lot of joy and happiness for you, right? Like this is something that's creating a lot of supportive energy for you and raising your vibration. So continue to do that. Because these are the choices that you're making that are aligning you with your purpose, right? They're aligning you with what you know is possible in your relationships, what you know is possible in your love life. Not only love in the sense of romantic love, but just love in general, bringing more love and weaving in more love into your life. So that generosity is going to activate and continue to activate that. So the conversation that Spirit wants to have here with you is to encourage you to continue to do this so that you can continue to align with your truth, with this beautiful light that you're bringing and joy that you're bringing to your life because of that open heart that you're expressing right now. I feel like there's so much happiness when it comes down to being in this generous space for you. There's like this openness, this open heart, like essence that you're kind of enjoying right now because of that. So this is the encouragement at this time. Now, you're also being invited to connect to your emotional body. So recognize that. Notice how you're feeling, right? Because you tend to be in the mind a lot. Notice how you're feeling when you are in this place of generosity, of openness, of giving and receiving and being in this gratitude. Notice how this is showing up in your emotional body so that you can continue to tap into that and expand because your emotional body is your emotions are energy in motion. So as you connect to these happy emotions, just consciously expand it out as you move through your day, through your week, through your month, through your year. Continue to expand this emotion out so that you can anchor it and literally infuse your life with it. Okay. The other thing that you're being invited to do is to pay attention to any times where there's miscommunication. There could be issues or confusion around communication or communication styles. There could potentially be some sort of like destructive styles of communication that are potentially going to affect this feeling that you're having right now. So I want to invite you to really be mindful and aware of the way that you are expressing yourself. How can you connect your throat chakra, right, to your heart? You want to make sure that you start connecting with your heart when you communicate. You may be a little crass in the way that you express things, and you may not be meaning to be that way, but then that can potentially affect this beautiful energy that you're building up. So make sure that you're balancing the way that you're communicating your air energy with that beautiful water energy. Feel into your emotions, feel into that beautiful positive emotion, and then express yourself from that place. Okay. You may be dealing with the fact that you may have had a, you may have had experience, like being in this experience of expressing in this way for a long time, so it may not come as easily for you, but just give yourself permission to practice this, and you'll see how this energy is going to expand. Like this, you are literally going to expand that lovely heart chakra energy with your voice. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you, dear Gemini. Moving on. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Moving on to Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Okay, thank you, Spirit. What's the message that we have for Cancers? Thank you. In regards to their love life. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Show me what else needs to be shown here. Dear Cancer, we have the Seven of Swords upside down, Three of Wands upside down, King of Wands right side up, Five of Wands right side up. We also have the Page of Pentacles right side up right here. And we're going to go ahead and also mention that we have Ceremony card right side up. Or well, I mean, that one doesn't really matter, but sometimes I do read it in case, depending on the message. Okay, so beautiful Cancer, you may have had this experience of becoming aware of certain things that were hidden for yourself. You may have had this moment of confession, or maybe someone confessed something to you that sparked sort of like this feeling of frustration, and also feeling like you are stepping back, or there's like limitations, or there's obstacles again showing up in your life because of the fact that this person opened up to you in regards to certain situations. And this is something that is kind of affecting this aspect of yourself that feels like you want to get to a place. You're sort of like a planner. You're someone who wants consistency. You want to be someone. You are someone who is very dependable. And this confession, or this discovery, sort of makes you feel like, oh my gosh, like I am failing at this thing called relationships. And I just want to invite you to really see yourself from a different perspective, because you want to look at the big picture. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself permission to see the situation from a place of love and compassion instead of a place of the ego, because the ego is the one that's really feeding the whole idea of being at a specific goal, like, oh, I have to be here. If I don't make it here, then I'm failing at relationship. Like, there's nothing like that. Is not what relationships are about. There's We don't want to treat a relationship like if it was a career, right? Like, we want to treat a relationship from a place of just organic energy that is just being developed, right? And so you want to shift that perspective, and start seeing your relationships from a place of organic experience versus it has to go this way, and this is the first step, second step, third step, and if it's not like this, then you may be dealing with also people kind of overwhelmed with that as well, right? They may be confessing to you that that's not how they want to do things, right? And that's okay, right? Everyone does things differently. I'm not saying that you're loving wrong, or that there's nothing wrong with planning, but also when it becomes so strict where there's no flexibility, then that becomes a problem. So you want to make sure that you give yourself permission to let go of this feeling of having to control and having to put things in a specific way, in a specific pattern, so that there could be a little more fluidity in the relationship. This is actually bringing a lot of conflict. If you continue in this pace, this is going to bring a lot of conflict for you, a lot of arguments, a lot of clashes for you. It's just not going to work out, right? You got to shift the ways. So one of the things that Spirit of Psilocybin is mentioning here is for you to really stay in ceremony, right? Like, how can you create sacred space for yourself so that you can create a little bit of space to release some of that egoic way of being and bring more organic aspects into organic expression in your relationships. How can you bring a little bit more of that flow versus making things a certain way or having to control things in a certain way? Once you do that, I feel like that's going to bring so much joy, and you're gonna actually be happier in your relationships, and then all of your loved ones are going to be happier as well, because then they can flow themselves in the relationship and not feel like they have to move at the pace that you are kind of putting or imposing onto them. Okay, so just think about that, and move into that beautiful space of flow. Okay, flow, flow, flow. Okay, so we got Leo Spirit. What is the message for Leo? What is lurking in the shadows in regards to their relationships? All right, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so dear Leos, we have the card of Six of Swords upside down, Ace of Pentacles upside down for you, and we have Knight of Pentacles right side up. I also see here the card of the Sun right side up, and the card of Kura, heal. So with the Six of Swords, this is all about maybe having some problems that you've had in the past that are kind of coming back in your relationships. You may have to address them now. You may have had like this experience of these problems kind of going away for a little bit, and then they're coming back because they haven't been resolved. So you're kind of dealing with that at this time. There's been opportunities in the past for you guys to address certain issues, and these issues are specifically around feeling unstable, or even having this issues over money, or maybe some investments, or even it could be investment of money or time that has been done, or it's been mismanaged, and this has brought some issues into your relationship. Now we have the Sun card, meaning that the the energy of happiness is present in your relationship. It's just a matter of tapping into that and moving into a place of like you have that availability right now. Like this is not necessarily like taking over your entire life, right? Like you are someone who is just naturally happy and joyful. So that's really good. So you can bring that joy and that excitement and that openness to the conversation so you can resolve the issues. Okay. You want to make sure that you take the time to heal this by talking about it, by giving yourself permission to move through any limiting beliefs or any issues in regards to insecurities around the issues that you and your partner. This feels like this is specifically around partnerships or romantic partner. It feels like there's been like this fear of expressing, and it may not be necessarily specifically for you but more on the other side. And so bringing your warmth and your welcoming energy will really help your partner open up and just kind of bring that conversation in. You open the conversation. Maybe this is a time for you to open the conversation so that you can move through this and resolve it and find practical ways to make things work for you guys. So you have everything that you need right now to make it happen. And just remember that you want to be patient in regards to getting out of the situation, whatever this issue around money has shown up for you. Just be patient and have like a plan of action. Be committed, like both of you put commitment into moving into this place of moving forward and resolving this issue with a practical and grounded way of resolving it. And once you do that, I feel like the relationship will, all of the things that were kind of like lurking on the background, like there's like this essence of feeling off, that energy will go away, because then it's almost like addressing the elephant in the room. Address the elephant in the room and you'll be able to move into a place of just openness again, and feel like everything is flowing a little easier for you guys. Okay, moving on. So we have Virgos. So we got Virgo. Beautiful Virgos. So we have for you, let me see, Spirit, what is the message for Virgos in regards to their relationships? What is lurking in the shadows that they need to know? What is lurking in the shadows that they need to know in regards to their relationship? What is lurking in the shadows that they need to know that? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful Virgos. We have the card of Eight of Pentacles right side up, Queen of Swords upside down, and the Nine of Pentacles upside down. We have the Hierophant upside down, and we have the card of Ceremony for you as well. Okay, so in regards to this reading, dear Virgo, what I see here for you is that you come with high standards when it comes down to relationships. Your standards are pretty high, which is not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing at all. And you want to make sure that there's sort of like dedication and partnership that is that is present in your relationships, right? Like you want to see that dedication, you give that dedication, and you want to see that dedication given back to you, right? This is sort of like bringing a little bit of pessimistic experience right now for you, because you may be noticing that the way that you're showing up is not really being reciprocated for you in the way that you expected. So the biggest thing that I want to invite you here to do is to think about how is it that your expectations are most likely hindering the ability to see what your partner is giving you, right? Like how can you see where the expectations are hindering the what, where you're kind of not seeing, right? Not seeing what they're giving back in the relationship. You want to take the time to be able to look at that. And the reason why is because you want to make sure that you're not, so with the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like you're kind of, with these expectations, you kind of are putting your partner in a place of like they can give only what they can give, right? And so we want to make sure that we see our partners in our relationships for what they are and what are they capable of doing. What is the skill set in the relationship that they can actually give, and are we expecting them to operate on a different skill set that they don't even have or they haven't even developed? Because we got to remember, people have different developments, right? When it comes down to how they up and how they show up in the relationships. How can you maybe readjust a little bit based on that person's abilities, right? A lot of times we kind of come into this high expectation, and we want this and we want this, but remember, the want is the ego. Are we seeing the person for who they are and able to, and if that person is not fulfilling what you need in a relationship, then of course, you can always think about other ways to move into a different relationship if you decide to do so. But if you want to stay in the relationship, if you want to avoid having this feeling of just disappointment all the time, you want to think about who am I looking at right now, and how can I move into a place of seeing the person for who they are and accepting them for who they are, right? And so you move the expectations based on the person and what they're able to give versus what you want, or the expectations that you have, and having that mismatch, right? The other thing that I see here as well is that this is a new method for you, right? Like this is a new way of thinking that you want to kind of challenge yourself. You may have a hard time right now with this because you feel like things should be a certain way, or maybe you're used to things being a certain way because of the way that you grew up. But you got to remember that the other person or other people are coming in from a different background. So we want to be mindful of that, right? We want to be honest with ourselves and say, am I trying to impose my ways into this person, right? And think about a way to rebalance that and be brutally honest with yourself. You're being invited to go into ceremony. So however you want to bring ceremony into your life, that's up to you. But I would recommend that you go into ceremony, whether it is meditation or whether it is plant medicine, whatever that is, so that you can really be honest with yourself and refine, okay, I, I'm not saying that you're wrong, right? I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to have expectations, but maybe we place those expectations in the wrong people who are not able to give us what we desire in a relationship. And then at that point, we have to decide if we want this person to stay, right? Kind of like I said before, then do I want to continue? Then I need to readjust my perspective of how I want, like what they're capable, and readjusting those expectations into their capabilities and their skill set um in the love and relationship skill set that they bring in. Okay, moving on. Moving on, we have Libra. Libra. Spirit, can you tell me what is the message for Libra? Ooh, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. What's the message for Libra? Sun sign for Libra. Thank you, Spirit. What's the message for Libra sun sign? Thank you, Spirit. Dear Libra, you have the Knight of Cups upside right side up, Page of Wands right side up, and you have the Six of Swords right side up, You have the Lovers right side up, and you have the card of Visions. Dear Libra, right now you are being invited to look at what are your ideal ways of being in a relationship, right? Are you in this place of charm and connecting to the charming energy of a relationship? Are you connecting to your own charm and allowing yourself to be in that charming energy? You're being invited to excitement and adventure in a new love. You're being invited to a fresh opportunity, a fresh relationship, a fresh partnership. You are moving on or departing from from old ways of connecting. You are seeing you very clearly right now. Your third eye is very clear at this time, dear Libra, when it comes down to your relationships. You realize right now that you accept the lessons and the dissonance that you've been in your relationships, and you're moving on to better pastures. So you're being invited to really look at yourself from a place of charm, a place of adventure, a place of invitation, a place of openness, and allow yourself to bring forth the relationship that you feel you desire. Or you feel you deserve, right? You want to bring back balance into your relationships. You want to make sure that you bring this sense of fearlessness and courage and open heart. You want to be open. You want to invite all of these beautiful creative ways of coming together with a partnership. You have moved away from these difficult mountains that were holding you back before. You were kind of seeing this like wanting to climb this like difficulty of getting into love and connecting to love, and now you're kind of in this place of allow yourself to invite that in. So this is a very exciting for you, a very exciting time for you, dear Libra, when it comes down to your relationships. This is the part of you, right, that is ready to allow this new excitement and fresh energy into your love life, especially your romantic life, but also into your relationships, bringing in some fresh energy, some fresh creative ideas into the way that you relate with others. I'm so excited for you, dear Libra. This looks like a really beautiful, beautiful time for you to really just allow yourself to receive and be in that beautiful energy. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. So, happy Friday, Nicole. Happy Friday to you. How are you doing? Are you excited that the last day of the week you're going to take some time off? Couple of days off? Okay. Moving on to Scorpios. I'm taking my time today to do readings because yesterday I couldn't do readings because Jazz was having a meltdown and I was feeling bad for him. And I was like, let me give him some time. So today I'm taking my time. Okay. So, Spirit, in regards to Scorpios, what's lurking in the shadows in regards to their relationships? In regards to their relationships. Who's lurking in the shadows? Okay, thank you, Spirit. What is lurking in the shadows for Scorpios in regards to their relationships? What do we need to know in regards to their relationships? Thank you, Spirit. What do we need to know in regards to their relationships? Thank you. Beautiful Scorpio. We have the card of Eight of Swords for you. Right side up, we have the Two of Cups right side up. We have the Three of Swords upside down. We have the Magician right side up, and the card of the Cosmic Father, dear Scorpio. So what I see here, dear Scorpio, in regards to these cards, you may have been in coming from a place of helplessness, or maybe feeling like you're powerless in your relationships. Maybe like you don't have the power to make changes or to show up in the way that you want to show up. Maybe feeling like you're stuck in the ways because that's just how things have been done throughout your life, and you just feel like kind of stuck in a path of being in the relationships. Maybe having this self-limiting beliefs. Maybe feeling like maybe even uneasy about making any changes, or even feeling victimized in your relationships. You may have been experiencing a little bit of helplessness, right? So my conversation here with you today, dear Scorpio, is to start seeing your relationships from a place of partnership. This is not where you are a passive. You're not supposed to be um a passive expression in the relationship. You're meant to be in partnership. All partnerships, all relationships are meant to be a eye to eye. We are on the same level and we are conversating, we're connecting, right? Together. Where there's mutual respect, where there's, where you're uniting forces, where you're coming together again in partnership. Think about what the word partnership is. Even look it up in the dictionary. What does that mean to you? And how can you bring that into practical ways in your relationships, dear Scorpio? Okay, you're being invited to bring unity in your relationships, to connect to that sense of togetherness, right? You are moving into healing these aspects of that you that I was mentioning before at the beginning, of being trapped or feeling like you're like stuck in one or powerless in a relationship. You're being moving into healing and forgiving, recovering, reconciling, right? Maybe some of these energies or some of these experiences of feeling powerless, look at where did they start. I see here also cosmic father. This could potentially be related to father figures, or masculine energies in that, or masculine in your life. The masculine. How did the masculine show up in your life, dear Scorpio? Maybe there was an absence of the masculine, and now you are stuck with the ways of being and not understanding how the positive and positive expression or healthy expression of masculine should show up in your life, and then you're kind of leaning into what you think should be. But you're also being invited to really tap into that resourcefulness that you have, that you are able to manifest and connect to the higher realms, to bring in that energy of healing and support yourself through this journey of learning what true partnership is. You are meant to be in this, like I said, in this level of balance between you and other people. And so how can you move into that? Well, the invitation here is to connect to the cosmic father. You can even listen to a meditation that I have with the cosmic father here on this channel. Listen to that. Listen to that. Try to connect with that essence of unconditional love coming from the divine masculine, and start inviting in people into your life that you feel are an expression of the divine masculine, and start healing that relationship with the divine masculine, not only outside on the outward expression, whether it is gender expression or whether it is the energy of the divine masculine on someone else, but also that divine masculine in you. How can you bring more balance with the divine masculine within you, right? And that will help weave some additional healing and help you understand what true partnership should be. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you, beautiful Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. We got Sagittarius. Okay. All right, Spirit, can you tell me what is lurking in the shadows for those who are of Sagittarius sun? What is lurking in the shadows for them in regards to love and relationships? In regards to love and relationships, what is lurking in the shadows for Sagittarius suns? Thank you, Spirit. What is lurking in the shadows for them? Thank you. Beautiful, thank you. And what else is lurking in the shadows for them? I'm going to honor all the cards that are showing up here, because that is what we do. That is what we do here on this channel. We honor all the cards, whether it takes me longer or shorter time. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands for you, right side up for you. Dear Sagittarius, we have the Three of Cups, right side up. The Three of Pentacles, right side up. So we got, fire, earth, and water energy. We have the air energy coming with the full right upside down judgment card. Lots of fire for you, of course, dear Sagittarius. Judgment card coming through here, and we got the light medicine card coming through. So the judgment card is right side up, if I didn't mention that. So, dear Sagittarius, I see here that you've been dealing with maybe having to stand up for yourself and defend yourself. And we talked about this earlier this week, and it's showing up again here for you, dear Sagittarius, that you have had to defend yourself, protect your emotional body, even your physical body, maybe protecting your sense of boundaries, and when it comes down to relationships, and you are being guided to continue to do so, right? But make sure that you're not getting to the point where you're keeping people out, and then you're not cultivating relationships and community, right? You're being invited to connect more into doing things that are related to gatherings, bringing social expression into your life, like bringing a lot of more socialization into your life. You may be at this point feeling like you may be feeling a little careless when it comes down to your community, and you want to make sure that you're cultivating that community as well. You may be feeling like it's a little stale or dull, and the reason why is because you haven't really been doing that connection with community. So right now it's important that you continue to connect with your communities, and again, your friendships, and bring that fresh energy into your experience. You are going through this. You are also, it's kind of interesting because you're kind of like in this, like in between. You're going through this process of reflection and awareness of lessons, and kind of coming into this place of understanding where you want to be, and where all these different lessons that you've learned. You're kind of going through this really big like rapid fire growth when it comes down to relationships, and how you want to show up in relationships, and how you want relationships to be in your life. And because of this rapid fire sort of like understanding and clarity that you're receiving, almost like if you're going through these lessons like very quickly, and at times it can be overwhelming, and that's why you may need to sometimes step back and isolate yourself because of that. But what spirit wants to mention here is that the more you feel like you want to isolate yourself, is actually a resistance. So your isolation is actually a resistance pattern that you want to address, and make sure that you are moving into leaning into friendships and community more so now than ever. Okay, that is the message here. You're meant to be collaborating. You're meant to be pooling energy between you and others, so that you can feel into what it means to be truly in community. Okay, so the more you resist it, the more it'll show up, the more it'll be there. So I want to invite you to really lean in to the joy of being in community, the joy of being in this beautiful essence of gatherings and support, and feeling like you are not alone. Okay, you don't have to go through things alone. So I feel like the message here is like you have built your boundaries at such a point where you have felt like you've had to keep people away, and that is not the answer for you, dear Sagittarius. Okay, that is not the answer. Okay, yes, there's been painful experiences in the past, but that doesn't mean that that is your future. Okay, that doesn't have to become your norm. Okay, there are plenty of opportunities for you, dear Sagittarius, that are available for you, that will bring a lot of satisfaction into your experience in your relationships. So open yourself up to that, okay? All right, so that's what I have for you, dear Sagittarius. We're moving on to Capricorn spirit. So Capricorn, what are the messages for Capricorn in regards to their love life? What is hidden? What is hidden for Capricorn right now in relationships? What is hidden in the shadows that they need to know in regards to relationships, that Capricorns need to know in relationships? Thank you, Spirit. Mm. Dear Capricorn, we have the 10 of Cups right side up, the 10 of Swords upside down. We have the Queen of Wands right side up, the Star upside down, and we have also the Cosmic Father card. For you, dear Capricorn, we are seeing that you have come from a place of fulfillment, feeling like you have had emotional stability. You are craving domestic harmony, you're craving security, and you have that right now. You actually have that in this very moment. You come from that, okay? You've experienced it and you know what that feels like. However, there's been this transition right now where you're kind of feeling like the blessings of this security of this bliss has been kind of in a way tainted by certain experiences, or maybe lack of excitement that has been present because you've been in this process of healing. You are under the impression, right, because you're healing some things from the past or even past lives. You're under the impression that that beautiful happy home that you have built is not true. You're under the impression that there's hopelessness and despair, and there's like no hope for you, and there's no hope for you really. And then the reality is that that's not the truth, right? In the sense of that's your ego speaking, that is the healing process happening. So I want to invite you to really focus on connecting to the divine, to the cosmic father, and connect to your relationship with father figure. Okay, there could potentially be some things that were related to father figure that are coming up or showing up right now for you, that are making things or not helping you see the world as it is, and bringing in like this like cloud over your eyes in regards to what really is available for you, what is really present for you. So I want to invite you to really start shifting your awareness into that, and also remember that you have the ability to connect to that part of you that is confident and self-assured. Connect to your passions. Make sure that you connect with a sense of confidence that your relationships are well, that everything is okay. You're just going through some healing right now. It's okay. Just let this process go through, just let yourself go through this process, right? Because this is just part of your journey. This is part of your journey of healing. And a lot of times we get so caught up in the emotional body and what's happening and the stories that are coming up that we forget that these are just the stories that are coming up so that we can address them, so that we can do the work. So try to really see this from the perspective of, oh, I'm just healing right now, right? I'm healing. I'm giving myself permission to support myself. I'm going to bring back hope and inspiration back into my awareness, right? I'm going to make sure that I bring back some release, some natural release for myself. And I'm gonna make sure that I understand that I come from a happy home and I am stable, and this stability is there because otherwise I wouldn't be able to heal. I wouldn't be able to have all of these things come up. I'm confident in the ability of loving myself and loving others, right? And I am able to be charismatic and connect with my loved ones with so much joy and compassion and love, right? And so connect with that, okay? And make sure that again you're patient with yourself, and try not to let the illusion of the experience that you're going through right now taint your entire perception of everything. This is temporary, okay? All right, so that's what I have for you, dear Capricorn. We're going to move on to Aquarius. Aquarius. Beautiful Aquarius. How are you, my beautiful Aquarius? Spirit, what's the message for Aquarius in regard to their love and relationships? What is lurking in the shadows that they don't know about that they need to know? What is lurking in the shadows that they need to know? Thank you, Spirit. What is lurking in the shadows that they need to know? Okay, thank you, Spirit. All right, dear Aquarius, we have the card of Seven of Swords right side up. We have the card of Nine of Pentacles right side up. We have the card of Ten of Pentacles right side up. Lots of earth energy and some air energy. Actually, air, of course, my beautiful air. High Priestess right side up. And then we have shape shifting. And then, yeah, we have some water as well. Some water with a High Priestess. Sorry, not air, but water. But air with the swords for sure. So air, water, and earth. So, dear Aquarius, what I see here is that you have had many experiences in the past where there was a lot of this loyalty. There was lack of loyalty in your relationships. And there was sort of like this backstabbing that you've experienced or that you have witnessed in the past. And because of that experience, you have this tendency of keeping things secret from others. You have this tendency of not opening yourself up truly with everyone because of the fact that you just don't trust easily, right? There's this lack of trust, which is understandable because of the experiences that you've had. However, this is something that you want to address at this time because that is part of the shadows, right? That you want to make sure that you are working through so that when you are connecting with those who you truly love, you are not in this place of putting up a wall because you're not trusting enough, right? Like you just don't want to trust. And you want to make sure that you are for those who deserve it, right? And you have that wisdom. You have that wisdom and that ability to see who really deserves to connect with those aspects of you that are very sensitive and very very vulnerable, right? You want to make sure that you're also understand that as you put these efforts, right, into connecting heart to heart with your loved ones, you will be rewarded. Not only will you be rewarded emotionally, but also physically, right? You'll feel this physical expression of being in this place of openness, and that's going to just open up so many other things for you that you haven't even realized. Because part of the reason why there's times where you may feel like there's sort of like this lacking in your life, or maybe there's certain things that lack in your life, part of it is related to that subconscious aspect of yourself that doesn't want to open up and receive. Part of us are part of you is in that lack of knowledge of the fact that there are some subconscious beliefs that keep you from opening up and receiving. You also are someone who you are very independent, right? So you don't feel like you need anyone, and this lack of trust that's brought you to a place of full independence. You don't need anyone to support you financially, and that's perfectly fine and beautiful. Just remember that you don't want that to become a wall, right? You don't want to put up a wall. Let yourself receive from others as well. Don't give yourself the don't take away the gift of receiving from others as well. Okay. You're also being invited to look at your ancestry. There could be some things that are related to your ancestry that are also lurking in the shadows when it comes down to these experiences that are repeating in your life, or that were expressed in your life early on, that are repeating because of how things were handled in your family tree. So pay attention to what the patterns are in your own family. Look back at your grandparents on both sides of your family, and take a look at where in that experience are you repeating the patterns, and how can you break those patterns as well. You are being invited to be the change, to become, to allow, to be flexible. That's the invitation for you at this time when it comes down to your love life and your relationships in general, not just your romantic relationships, okay? So give yourself permission to lean in to others and to receive from, even if you don't need to receive from others, lean in. If that's something that is being brought to you at this time, let that be part of your experience. That is part of how you heal this. Okay, so moving on to the next, we got Pisces. Pisces is next. Thank you, Spirit. So we have Pisces. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit, what's the message for Pisces? Ooh, that was fast. Okay. In regards to relationships, what's lurking in regards to Pisces, sun signs? In regards to relationships. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. What else do we need to know in regards to Pisces and their relationships that is lurking in the shadows? Dear Pisces, we have the Five of Wands right side up, Seven of Swords right side up. We have the Queen of Wands right side up for you. We have the Sun upside down for you, and we have the card of the Moon. Okay. First of all, dear Pisces, you've been dealing with some conflict when it comes down to your relationships, whether it is in your love life or just friendships or just in general in your community. There's been some conflict that is present. There's been arguments or even aggression, so much tension. You've had this rival type of like me versus you versus me type of energy. There's been this sense of competing. Who is the victim? Who's the most victimized person? There's been like this sense of competition that's been present for you, dear Pisces, and this is part of the cycle that you're in right now. This is the expression of the cycle that you're in, because this is showing up for the purpose of healing, right? This is expressing so that you can address this, so that you can understand that this is a cycle that's been repeating in your life over and over again. You may be feeling right now like you are not happy. Okay, you may be feeling a little bit pessimistic about your relationships in general, or feeling sadness because it's just it's been heavy, right? It's just been heavy to have to deal with all of this conflict and this drama. It's just been difficult, right? But why is it showing up for you? This is the biggest thing. This is where we want to come in and take action, in the sense of being really brutally honest with ourselves and say, why is this showing up for me? What is the lesson here for me? Why is this constant conflict showing up for me? I am tired of this, but what can I do to change this, right? Because we can come in and go into back and forth into like, oh, it's them. But what are you doing to bring back this into your experience, right? So you want to make sure that you think about, what are you doing in your relationships where maybe there's been some disloyalty, right? Maybe that person has been disloyal and then you've been disloyal back. Are we going tit for tat here? And you want to pay attention to that, right? Where are you being triggered to the point where you're kind of meeting the person in the same energy? You want to step away from that, right? You want to give yourself permission to see yourself as a determined and as a determined leader, right? Be the leader that takes the charge in your relationships towards bringing peace and love and harmony. That's your superpower. You have that superpower within you, dear Pisces. You have that ability. Why do I know this? Because that's your essence of Pisces is love and harmony, right? You are the one, you are the last sign of the zodiac. You're the one that brings the ending of these cycles. You're the one that creates this opportunity of integration of learnings, right? And so that is what you get to express right now, dear Pisces. You get to express this charismatic, vivacious, optimistic leader that gets to lead the way in their relationships towards happiness and truth, towards collaboration, towards understanding, towards an open heart. That is what you get to do, dear Pisces. That is your superpower. And maybe today you need to hear that, because maybe you've been so entrenched in the drama that you forget that your superpower is that. is that of optimism and happiness, right? So the biggest thing that I want to invite you to do is just understand that this is a cycle that you're in, right? There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with them. It's part of the journey, it's part of the soul's expression so that you can learn. And this is part of the experience of how you can be practical in the way that you show up in your relationships in a positive and optimal way, right? This is how you get to learn, right? We get to learn by doing, by being in the experience, by experiencing the negative, what experiencing what is not, so that we can learn and practice what is, right? And that is the lesson here for you, dear Pisces. So I hope that you take that and you take charge of your relationships moving forward and give yourself permission to bring this beautiful essence of love and happiness and joy and truth into your relationships. No more, no more of this stuff, okay? So that is what I have for you, dear Pisces. I hope that you feel empowered and loved and encouraged to move into the direction that you're meant to be moving, which is a positive direction. And Brandy, hi. Thank you for being here. And so I want to invite y'all to also make sure that you go over. So tomorrow I'm going to be a little late because I have to take Peanut to the vet. So I may go live a little later tomorrow. I'll have to figure out. Maybe I'll do the live in the evening time. You let me know in the comments if you want to come by tomorrow. Let me know what's the time that you want me to come live to share meditations, and I also will share some additional readings for tomorrow as well. So let me know in the comments whether you are watching this live or on the replay. Let me know at what time tomorrow you would like me to come live. I won't be able to do it in the morning again because in the morning I will be taking Peanut into his first well, not first vet visit, but at least the first vet visit that I'll take him in, because he's 7 years old. I'm sure he's been on at the vet before. But I want to also invite you to really go to the Akashic Records channel, at the Akashic Records channel. That's a new channel where I am sharing guided meditations. I'm sharing meditation music, original meditation music that I am producing alongside with an amazing musician who happens to be my cousin, and also my other cousin who is helping me with those videos and supporting me with creating the videos and putting them together, and she's editing those videos for me, and I am paying them. So this is all coming out of my pocket. So any support that you can do to go over to at the Akashic Records channel, subscribe, like, share the videos, anything you can do. If you want to donate as well to support the channel as well, you can do so. I am not monetizing the channel. I'm not even trying to, because it's difficult to get there. Like, I'm trying to, but at the same time I'm saying I'm not even trying to, because it feels like YouTube really puts a lot of hurdles to get you to monetize. Just know that when you go to that channel, to at the Akashic Records channel, you're going to put the symbol at the Akashic Records channel. It's a brand new channel where it's growing exponentially, which I'm excited. We're going live often. We're putting meditations there or clearings there often. We're going live often. You can listen to all the different things that we're building the library as well. So just be patient as we continue to build the library. I am doing a archetypal clearing series as well. We're starting with divination skills, so that if you want to connect to divination tools, you can listen to that. So you can connect to the tarot or connect to any other divination tool, helping you activate your third eye. I love doing the readings here, but I want to empower you, right, to start connecting with your own divine guidance. We all have it. I'm not special, y'all. I'm not special. I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. Please, please, please make sure you hit that bell button so YouTube lets you know when I do go live and when I post a video. And then also share and like this video. The more you interact with my videos, the more YouTube knows, oh, people are liking this. Let's go ahead and share with others. Please interact. Like I was saying earlier today, I was like, I don't want to talk to a wall, because then you kind of feel like, okay, what's the point of me posting this? Like, it's just me posting to the wall and just doing like a self thing and just talking to the wall, which is fine. I guess we can do that. But I want to connect with you. Come connect, type in, like, share. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking about. Tell me how you feel about the readings. Tell me how you feel about the meditations. Tell me how you're liking the meditations. Let me know. Communicate. Because I do see that people are watching, but I don't know what y'all are thinking, and I won't know until you let me know. So and then that also helps this channel, and it helps it with sharing. So please do that. Go over to my other channel as well, listen to the videos, listen to those are amazing. I'm building those. I'm also working on a membership program, so you don't have to listen to them with advertising and all that. Love you all. Love you so much. Sending you so much love today. Today is Friday, day of love. Today is the day of love and beauty. Go hug yourself. Go give someone a hug. Go give someone love. Today is all about love and beauty. So live that energy. Live in that energy of Venus. And namaste. Bye, everyone.